All right, everybody, welcome into the first ever episode of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics. And this year we're going to be doing several things with Southside basketball exclusively during this, I guess you call it winter season. Basketball season is what I like to call it. We're going to have in the boys and the girls both as well. And at this time we got head coach of the girls team in, Coach Bowen. Coach, I know you've been super busy, covered up with football. You guys had a tremendous team this year, won the region. So I know your focus, probably the night that the last horn sounded in football, immediately changed to these girls because you know what you have coming back and what they're capable of.
Yeah, you know, for me, being defensive coordinator and then also the head girls basketball coach, it's kind of tough to maneuver, trying to give both teams the attention that they deserve. But football was my main priority. And I've got several really, really good assistants that have been helping me and helping our team, kind of get prepared while I was in football. I was still able to be with the girls a little bit in the afternoons at the beginning of athletics every day, and Coach Holcomb kind of helps me out with that, with kind of the scheduling and stuff, so the guys can lift, and while they're lifting, I'm kind of with the girls, and then I move up here and kind of let my assistants run everything. But it's a little hectic kind of maneuvering everything, but once the football season was over, the next morning I was up here at 8 o'clock and we did a live scrimmage with officials and everything with basketball. So kind of moved right into it immediately.
Let's rewind the clock. Some of your girls had unbelievable summers. I know you guys had tremendous workouts, you had play dates, but those who don't know what all transpired this summer, let's talk about the summer a little bit.
Yeah, so 2 summers ago when I got the job, we went to Auburn and we went to several places around the area. But this summer, I knew we had a really special team, and I wanted to give them a special opportunity, especially just the senior group, just because of how special of a group they are. So we kind of sat down together back last year, kind of in the spring, and looked at some different opportunities for some, special trips. And we looked at possibly going to South Carolina. We looked at even LSU. Like, we looked at trying to go somewhere that would give them like a really special experience. And I started thinking about women's college basketball and like where that really got started, and people really started respecting women's college basketball. And I was like, man, there's nowhere else we need to go but University of Tennessee. Yep. When you think about Pat Summitt, think about the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And so I sat down with the girls and we kind of looked at it and we figured out the date or whatever. And man, we went up there and we kind of kicked our summer off there after playing like one day at Champions. But we went up there, went to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, did a ton of like team building type stuff. When we went to the zoo, we went to downtown Knoxville late at night and just walked around and did some, or not Nashville, but yeah, Knoxville. And just walked around and did some different things, but we had a really good time. And then went to the AHSAA play date, had a really good play date up there, played Vestavia and Opelika and won both of those games. And then we went to Shelton State, played up there, went 3-0 there. So we had a really good summer. We played ARAB up at Guntersville, lost that game, did not play well at all, and they played really good. They kind of just carried over from their season, and they're going to be really tough. But we had a really good overall summer. I thought we did a great job kind of installing some of the stuff with our freshman group. We have a really huge freshman group coming up this year with about 10 to 13 girls. So we're going to be, big as far as our freshman group. So we did a good job kind of installing all of the main stuff and had a really good time with each other, just traveling around and playing and just having fun. So it was really good.
Returning to every single player on the team, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. How much of a blessing has that been?
Man, it's been awesome. We did lose, Lexi Darnell, who was...
That is correct.
Yeah, lost.
She's playing college now.
Yeah, playing college softball. Lost Lexi Darnell. She was a girl who, every time she was going to get in, she was going to play great defense, rebound, and she got after it. And then we had
She gets after it in the gym now. I see her in there all the time.
Yeah, she has completely changed her body
right.
and just everything about her. She's doing a really good job. And then we lost Ella and Emma Knowlton, and unfortunately for them, neither one of them really, Emma stayed pretty healthy, but, her playing time was not as, where she contributed as much as some of the other girls, and then Ella, tore both ACLs throughout the year, so she didn't get to play as much. Obviously she came back and played a few games and then tore her other ACL, so it was just a tough year for her. But as far as everybody else goes, we did return everybody else and then some. Like probably one of our better athletes at our school, Bailey Houston, she played 0 games last year for us because of a shoulder injury. And she, like I said, is probably one of our best defensive players. And so we have her back this year. She didn't even play last year. So she's somebody that people are not really probably going to know much about, that will make an instant impact. We have a sophomore, Hannah Westcott, that's 6 foot, really big body, has really came on in the post. And then we also have a freshman, 6'1", Zoe McKinney, who is a really, really good player who's growing and learning, and she's going to be able to help us eventually on varsity too. And we have so many good players, and it's been a blessing.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, for sure.
My next question is, I believe you guys are in an area with Lincoln, Alexandria, and yourself, correct?
Yes.
Just an outlook, a quick rundown of the region and or area and what you expect from those teams.
Yeah, so Alexandria, which is where I'm from, I have a lot of respect for them just because, once again, that's where I grew up, spent my whole life there, and know all the coaches there. And
they're really good in volleyball.
So they're going to be a team that those kids are going to play hard. They're going to be prepared. And regardless of athletic ability or what they brought back or lost, like, they are going to be somebody who they're going to get after you, every game, regardless of year by year what they have or don't have. If you think back, like last year in the area championship game in the tournament, I mean, it was a pretty close game. Yep. Like, they played us really tough and caused some problems for us at times. And it was a really good game. So regardless of how, the regular season turned out last year, they gave us fits in the area title game. So they're going to be a team that, we're going to have to play well against. They're going to be prepared and they're going to play hard. And then Lincoln, they were young last year. I know they have a few guards that were young that I think are going to be a lot better this year, just because I know that they're basketball players, first, and they really work on their game and stuff like that. And I, know their coach well and know that she's really trying to do some stuff to kind of build their program up. So both of those teams, they're going to be respectable teams that we're going to have to play well against. But, regardless of all that, if we come out and play like we should, I feel really good about, our chances in the area.
Coach, between now and Friday being the day you guys tip off against Hokes Bluff, what do you got to get done as a head coach to have these girls ready to go?
Now, we have been practicing really, really hard for the last week or so. Really probably a little bit longer than that, couple weeks. We've really been getting after it every single day. Like yesterday, we practiced 2 hours, then we walked out of here and went and lifted. We went and lifted in the weight room for 45 minutes after a 2-hour practice. So we've really been on the girls really hard.
That's good.
For me, the next couple of days is going to be about kind of letting them get their legs under them and rest just a little bit. And then conceptually making sure we understand the plays, kind of brushing back up on some stuff, especially for our JV girls, because this will be the first game for them, under our system, I guess you'd say, and running our offense and defense and stuff like that. So, the next couple of days will be about brushing up on kind of a little bit of everything, trying to get our legs under us, because we'll play Friday, we play Saturday, and then we play Monday and Tuesday. So we play 4 games in 5 days. So we're going to have our legs under us.
Where are you at Saturday?
So Friday we're at Hokes Bluff. Saturday we play at Champions versus Piedmont.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then Monday we kind of step out of the Thanksgiving tournament because there's an off day. We go to Supreme Court to play Lauderdale County up there. And then we come back and hopefully play in the championship Tuesday at Champions versus either Benrose or Glencoe. So
that'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, any final thoughts before we shut this first episode down?
I'm just really excited about the year. I mean, I think that there are a lot of high expectations for us for the season, and I really like that. I mean, I like that the fact that the girls know that there are, a lot of expectations around us and around, what we should do. And I think that's going to help us stay focused and help our girls really be ready to go, because we have a lot of talent. And I'm just really excited to see them play on Friday.
That'll be interesting times for the young ladies here, because I know expectations is always good. I remember Rex Ryan's statement about it. I'm not going to quote him. We can't quote him on this, but he had a good point about that. He'd rather have the expectations than flying in under the radar.
That's right.
All right, thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics.